Oh my god. No way. They actually responded. Oh my god. Dear Mr. Holy shit. Let's go. Dear Robert, thank you for acknowledging the Harry Potter franchise on your great show. But please know that you're still not allowed to enter Hogwarts as you're not a student, young, or even a wizard. Please fuck off. Stop messaging us or we will have to take action. Albus Dumbledore. This is amazing! Niffler, check this out. You'll never believe what we got. This is... Niffler, the hell happened to you?
I am Dogby.
What?
That's Dogby, Rob.
What?
This is my brother.
That's your brother? You have a... Since when did you have a brother?
Ever since he was, born.
Well, oh my god, how are you? What was your name?
Dogby.
Dugby, okay, how are you?
I am good.
Okay, cool. What are you doing here?
Harry Potter game.
What about it?
I'm here, bro.
What are you here for?
Harry Potter game.
What about the game?
I like it.
Okay, that's cool, but like, why are you here?
Harry Potter game.
You said that already. Care to elaborate? You here because you want to play more of them? Did you think we have more of them? What exactly are you here for, the Harry Potter game? What does that mean?
I like it.
You also said that too. Niffler, is Dugby, how do I say it in the nicest of ways? Is he like,
Is he retarded?
Whoa, I didn't... I didn't say that. He did. but yes, is he?
No, he's just very young. He actually just turned 32.
32? He is retarded. I mean, restarted life in a good way.
Well, our species actually lives quite longer, so 10 years for us is only 1 year for you. So him being 32 is essentially just 3 years old.
Wait. How old are you then?
274 years old.
Oh my god. Oh my god. No wonder why you've been saying you've been 27 for the past 4 years. I thought you've been in denial that you're 30.
So, what about that letter you got?
Oh yeah, I was so caught up in this, but we got a literal letter from Hogwarts stating that they're very excited that we're playing the Harry Potter games and to honor the legacy of Hogwarts and all that, but that we're not allowed to step foot in the school because we're way too old. That's pretty sad, but hey, we got a letter from Hogwarts. It's amazing. It's amazing.
That is disappointingly cool. What do you think, Dugby? I like it.
Said it again.
On backlog, been gone for way too long. On backlog, got so many games to play, dog. On backlog, Donkey Kong expands my dog. On backlog, me and Kylo been fucking since dawn. On backlog. Did you know that Kylo wears thongs? On backlog. I really fucking hate this song. Yeah.
Chocolate. Chocolate.
What is up, guys? It is Robert of Gaming with me, and welcome to Back of the Backlog, the series where we take a look at the games that I recently beat off my backlog. Today's episode is on the game Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. The Harry Potter franchise is one that I absolutely love.
When it comes to the movies, it's absolutely my favorite series with consistently top tier movies to me. When it comes to theme parks, it's one of my favorite places to be at on Earth. However, when it comes to my favorite entertainment medium, I haven't actually played any of the games. Now recently, Hogwarts Legacy was released, which I am incredibly excited to eventually play, but when it comes to Harry Potter and those characters, there are movie tie-in games for every single entry. Movie tie-in games are typically seen as mediocre cash grabs just to get some extra sales from a movie's interest, which, given the history, is understandable. However, that doesn't stop me from wanting to play a decent amount of movie tie-in games to see how I personally feel. So of course I wanted to check out the video game adaptations of my favorite movie franchise. And of course, I had to start at the beginning. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was released on December 12, 2003 in the US. It was developed by Warthog Games and published by Electronic Arts. We are checking out the Xbox version of the game, which is a newer version of the game that closely follows the film. There are actually multiple versions of this game though. You got a version for PlayStation 1, PC, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Color, all completely different games. However, considering I was looking for a more faithful adaptation of the movie, I ended up going with the Xbox version, which also launched on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube. Is this movie tie-in game any good? Well, here we are 21 years after its original release. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the story first. Harry Potter, the boy who lived, is famous for having survived the attacks of Voldemort, in which that same night had killed his parents. He is invited to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Big ol' Hagrid takes Harry to Diagon Alley to get some supplies, including his very own wand, and the game starts off here with a tutorial. The real start is when you get to Hogwarts, meet Ron and Hermione, and set off for your classes. Right off the bat, I think visually this game is really good. For the most part, I really like the character models. They very much remind me of Telltale Games' characters' art style. It's nice that they didn't strive for realism with the characters, as they are a lot more expressive and just look way better this way on this hardware. I also really like the environment you are in. You are in Hogwarts. It's definitely not a replica of the movies, but it's got the bones and ideas all there for a more simplified version of it. The only thing that stood out negatively visually to me was the outside. It truly looked like a Nintendo 64 game with empty ground textures, and that really stands out from the pretty good looking interiors of Hogwarts.
I think the outside looked even better than the inside.
Wait, but how?
See, even Dugby thinks it's a fucking stupid opinion. I'm sorry, wait, can I curse in front of him?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
The voice acting across the board is good. It's not the actors from the movies, but damn, they really do sound close. I was even convinced it might be the same actors, but from looking it up, it doesn't seem like it. When it comes to the controls, I will say the worst thing right away, and that is the camera. It's easily the most inconsistent part of the game. It's functional, but that's about it. It could jerk around and just overall be finicky. Sometimes you are genuinely fighting against it, but there'll be other times that it just works fine. Other than the camera though, Harry controls good for the most part. Harry automatically jumps when encountering a ledge, similar to Link in Ocarina of Time. You dodge enemies, but I never really thought it worked too well. It also stopped the spell you were pulling off before dodging, making running away from enemies to charge up and attack just more effective. Then as for attacks, you'll be using a few spells to take out or stun different enemies. Over the journey, you'll gain new spells that can be used against enemies, but also within the world. For example, sometimes Harry will have to get to some higher places in which you have to use the spell Spongify, which can create a trampoline on certain floors to shoot Harry up. There's some occasional jank in this one when it comes to grabbing ledges, but it works for the most part. You'll use Lumos to uncover hidden passages as well as taking out these ghost type of enemies. Flipendo is pretty much the main one used against enemies, mostly knocking them down so you could grab them and throw them out. Alahomora is used for doors that require it. Defindo can cut through some locked paths or be used for attacks for specific enemies. Then finally, Incendio is a fire casting spell also used for specific enemies. With these spells, you'll be able to reach anywhere and defend it yourself against anything. Each spell was understandable and nice to use. It was always very obvious when you should use what spell, as they just had their own unique attributes. One might be disappointed there weren't a bunch more spells, but honestly it works for me. They built this map and enemy lineup with these 6 in mind. You can map spells to 3 of your face buttons of your liking and quickly switch them out or around if you need or want to.
See, this is why I can't get into this Wizardry World thing. Magic is so fake. No offense, Niffler.
Oh, but Star Wars space magic is super real.
It is, yeah. Trust me.
I can't really trust you with a lot of things, bruv.
Kyle is mean.
Shut up, Dubgy. I'm really nice, stupid.
His name's Dugby, not Dubgy.
Yeah, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mean man. Cunt.
Whoa! Who the hell taught her to say cunt?
Bloody hell! I have no clue. Don't say that, Dugby. That's a forbidden word.
Okay, bro.
There's a few video gamey things that Harry collects along the journey, one being these wizard cards. You'll find them in chests, and it's a cool side section with unique artwork and short descriptions for a bunch of different wizards. The more wizard cards you collect, the more health you get over time, so there's actually an incentive to also look out for them. You may even get repeated cards, but can trade those for different cards with the students roaming around in Hogwarts. Although one time when I was trading a card with a student, the game crashed as it seemed something just didn't load fast enough. Then there's also the jelly beans you find in a bunch of places, in which Harry feels the need to say the name of every single one he picks up. Since you'll be picking up a few at a time, Harry just completely overlaps his talking, which is pretty damn funny.
Oh, booger flavour. Ugh. Liver. Booger. Chocolate. Chocolate.
These jelly beans can be used to buy some items like health or bombs for enemies, which I admittedly never used. As for the overall gameplay loop, you'll be following the events of the movie surprisingly really closely, and it made me realize how cool these events can be translated into gameplay. They created a variety of gameplay mechanics around a plot point of the movie. The first time Harry flies a broomstick to get up to Malfoy, well, how about a chase sequence around Hogwarts trying to catch up to Malfoy? The troll in the girls' bathroom with Hermione stuck in there? How about make that a boss battle against the troll? Harry sneaking around the restricted area of the Hogwarts library under the invisibility cloak? Well, that shit writes itself. I love how they really follow this movie within a video game. However, surrounding specific events of the movie are the day-to-day classes of Hogwarts. Of course, we saw plenty of that in the movie, but this is where the game takes free liberty to really extend it and create a fun video game. Most of these classes have one of the teachers telling the students about a new spell. The new spell will be behind some sort of area where you have to complete some sort of dungeon-like area to progress. It is super funny to think though about how these teachers would throw their students into danger to teach them lessons, but I guess Hogwarts is always pretty dangerous anyway. These dungeons were surprisingly cool. The closest thing I can compare it to is to Zelda, but it's not nearly as in-depth. You'll be solving some light puzzles, mostly box moving ones, and taking on different enemies as you make your way through some nice looking underground areas. It wasn't a big challenge, but I genuinely had fun using these spells for the first time in these dungeons. However, when it comes to potions class, Professor Snape asks you to go out and collect some ingredients. I didn't mind collecting these ingredients as they have you explore Hagrid's garden, but I had no clue how you'd find them without a guide. There isn't a task list on what the ingredients are, so I ended up just looking up the locations within the garden and then go from there. I enjoyed going around there, I just didn't like how it didn't tell you anything about its locations. Regardless, I just loved how you are actually doing these classes. Sure, they weren't classes in the traditional sense, but the more time I had running around in Hogwarts alongside Ron and Hermione, the more I enjoyed it. I may hate school in real life, but throw myself in a virtual school like in Harry Potter, Bully, or Lost Judgment, well, I could be there all day. How about the Sorcerer's Stone though? I mean, it's in the title, but very much like the movie, this doesn't really get brought up until essentially the end of the game, which I'm now going to talk about just to let you know. So Harry, Ron, and Hermione believe Professor Snape is out to get the Sorcerer's Stone and use it for Voldemort so he can return as it is used for immortality. Voldemort is the villain of the entire Harry Potter series, but this first one only shows glimpses of him as he isn't himself yet. He's like a parasite that has to grow onto things. Well, to get to the Sorcerer's Stone, you have to verse this massive plant boss, fly around on a broom to catch a key, and very awesomely do the chess battle from the movie. I wasn't actually sure if this would just be a cutscene, but no, you do truly play out this chess game. I thought this was super cool, and again, just shows how well they translated this movie into gameplay. It took me a few tries to get it, as there are more pieces for the opponent than yourself. Finally, Harry gets to the room with his magical mirror that can, according to Dumbledore, the headmaster of Hogwarts, show our deepest, most desperate desire of our hearts. Well, in this room, Harry finds none other than Professor Quirrell. Yes, not Snape, but Quirrell. Turns out he's the evil dude looking for the Sorcerer's Stone. He then whips up some ghost wolves to fight, which you do. Then he pulls out the big guns. He unwraps his turban to reveal that Voldemort is living on the back of Quirrell's head. This is the current way of his survival. While looking at the mirror ends up giving Harry the Sorcerer's Stone. Harry tries to lie and say he sees something else, but Voldemort knows this is a lie. Harry's parents shows up in the mirror to protect Harry, and Voldemort attacks, but gets knocked back by the mirror's protection. Then the final battle begins. Professor Quirrell or Voldemort, or both, charge up this attack at Harry, and as long as you are in front of the mirror, the attack will attach to Harry and can be shot back at Professor Voldemort Quirrell. You have to wait a few seconds for it to charge up and shoot it back, and they do this because Voldemort will throw all the stones around this room at Harry, which you have to dodge. So you gotta line up your shot at him, which there's a bit of a depth perception issue in this section for me. I actually did die, but that's mainly because I had like no health at this point, and when you do die, they only give you essentially 2 hits of health back. Luckily, the game isn't tough where that would be an issue. Well, enough counterattacks later, Quirrell is defeated. Voldemort tells Quirrell to just get the stone which dropped on the floor. Harry pushes his face back, which burns him and literally disintegrates him to death. Crazy. But what's even crazier is the giant stone that is just in the cutscene. Since it's all in game, I defeated Quirrell mid stone throw, and it hilariously makes an appearance clipping through Quirrell's head. It's a pretty funny quirk that won't happen for everybody, but I think it's actually kind of cool to see. Anyway, Harry passes out from what I'm pretty sure is Voldemort's soul zooming at him, and he wakes up back at his common room. Dumbledore awards the trio points for their bravery and commitment. Then the 3 run down Hogwarts stairs one last time for the House Cup ceremony, in which Dumbledore announces the winner, which is indeed Gryffindor, the house the 3 are in. Harry, Hermione, and Ron are all happy, and the entire room celebrates. The flags are changed, hats are thrown, and then the credits roll. The final boss was okay for what it was, just felt there were some depth perception issues, and Gryffindor winning makes sense, as you know, we saved the goddamn day. I really enjoyed that final section as a whole though, with the boss battles, chasing keys, and the awesome chess game. It sticks to the movie's ending in a great way. As for the credits, listen to this. Do you hear that? Here, continue to listen. You heard that, right? Well, of course you didn't, because there's no goddamn music. How are you going to have credits with no music? That's just weird and a damn shame. I mean, replay the main theme, something, anything. I just find that inexcusably lazy. How can you fuck up, of all things, the credits? It is what it is. That was Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That was a surprisingly good game. Considering it's a movie licensed game, I went in with low expectations, but I genuinely had fun. I think it's a well done translation of the film and game format with a good atmosphere, fun objectives, and great recreations of the movie set pieces and gameplay. There's some jank here and there, but as a big fan of the franchise, it was a lot of fun to play through the movie that started it all. Overall, I'm going to give Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone a... I like it. Out of 10. Well, Dugby, how's it feel to be the first person that isn't me to say the score? I like it. I'm glad, really. You got a good voice for this type of stuff. Okay, thank you. That was a good game. The next Harry Potter game we're going to take a look at is none other than Chamber of Secrets. When will we play it though? Who knows, only time will tell. That'll be for today though. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know, have you played Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone was a surprisingly fun movie tie-in game, but it is officially out of the backlog.
It was nice having you, Dugby. You could come back anytime you want, alright?
Thank you.
So, you got any game suggestions for maybe next game that we could play?
Harry Potter 2.
No, like a different franchise.
Um,
Any game.
Harry Potter 2.
It's the same game you just said. I mean like a different game in a different franchise.
Okay, bro.
Anything. Name anything.
Harry Potter 2.
Okay, I'll stop you there. That's the same game for the third time. It's Niffler.
Okay, maybe he's a little retarded.
Alright, Dugby, just to make it seem like you contributed in some way and didn't just save Harry Potter 2 3 times in a row, I'll make it seem like you said, wow, Dugby, I didn't know you picked Max Payne.
Harry Potter 2?
That's right. He's right. It's Harry Potter 2.